now that we got through what you're doing, you guys had something you wanted to talk about. Well, Gerald is the details guy, so we'll rely on him. Something happened very important in the world of nerddom.
Not nerd. Well, everyone has cell phones.
Everyone has a phone?
Yeah, but no one knows. I'm not even this level of. You guys are black belt further than me.
You're not familiar with this worldwide conference that happens in Barcelona?
No, Barcelona.
Come on, bro.
What's it called?
I only knew because that's where they announced the Samsung Galaxy S7 was going to be coming out, and I've been waiting for that phone. So
what's it called?
MWC. It's the Mobile World Congress.
That's such a cool name. Yeah. Like, it sounds silly. Mobile World Congress.
In Barcelona, Spain.
In Barcelona.
It's where a lot of Apple has their own Apple has their own event. Sometimes Samsung will kind of do their own thing, but majority of the time the big phone manufacturers release their big stuff here every year.
Okay. So give us some highlights.
Well,
here.
you were talking about Samsung before, so you want to talk about your new phone?
Yeah, let's talk about it. What does it got?
Yeah, I didn't get the Edge one. The Edge seems cool, but it's just it's only like a half an inch bigger. But I was like, I don't know if I can handle a half an inch.
So what you're saying is size doesn't matter for you?
Oh, I know. I don't want it to be bigger because I keep it in my back pocket. Yep, here it is, back pocket right here.
Why do you? Okay. People keep their phones in their back pockets. How do you not sit on it?
Did you see? It's pokes out. See, pokes out there.
Yeah, then you forget it. I don't know. I got a fat ass. I'm gonna destroy anything that's in my back pocket. So
no, it's just I do take it out a lot of times if I'm at a restaurant or something or uncomfortable chair. A lot of times I'll sit on a table. Can't do that here because it'll ring.
Sit on a table.
Sit it on a table.
Oh, okay. I think you're gonna sit on a table.
So I actually keep two because I have a work phone too.
Yeah.
So when I go sit down, I put both my phones on my back pocket.
This can look so cool
on the table.
Well, this guy is business guy.
It is annoying to have two things underneath both your ass cheeks. It's not very comfortable. Plus, I think people think I'm always grabbing my own ass because I'm checking to see if my phone's there. So I'm always tapping my ass, but I'm really checking to see.
This is my thing.
I just checking to see. I'm like, good game. All right, good game. Way to go. But no, I just need to know if my phone's there. So it's like habit. I'm just like, oh, and if it's not there, I start looking around. Oh, what do I do with it? But I didn't know if I could fit another 0.4 inches in my back pocket.
Okay, so they have two different ones. They have the Edge, and then they have the...
So Samsung, they announced their Galaxy S7 and their Galaxy S7 Edge. So the Edge is like the Galaxy S6 Edge, where it's just the wraparound display. But they're doing it a little bit different this year, because last year, their S6, they had S6, S6 Edge, and then S6 Edge Plus.
Oh, God. I hate this.
They're getting rid of the Plus
bigger
this year. They just have the S7, S7 Edge. That's it. Just these two phones. The biggest changes from them is they're more revised versions. They're not no big different things. They're almost like the iPhone 6,
faster,
iPhone 6s. Yeah,
faster camera.
Processors, more RAM. The camera is actually a little bit different. So they had a 16 megapixel in the S6. They went down to a 12 megapixel. Yeah, but better aperture. So you get the better range.
Yeah, because they use these megapixels. I think I've gone on this Jag before.
Megapixels
is nonsense. Just give me good quality and don't even tell me the number. I don't care. I don't care how many megapixels it's using. So I'm really happy to hear that they're focusing on the quality. But for me, it's a huge jump from the 4 to the 7. So I'm missing a couple rounds in there. So I'm going to be like, wow, this is an amazing picture. I think I'm going up megapixels.
It's now in color.
Right.
A lot of the big drawbacks to their cameras in the past were it's just kind of slow, where iPhone is always super quick. Their camera app now is quicker than the 6P or the iPhone 6S. So really quick on the camera.
And the battery life is going to be, that's what I'm most looking forward to.
So this is what's kind of cool with Samsung. So they didn't do so well with the S6, even though it was a big departure. They did sell a lot of phones, but less than expected. So they did some crazy things with this phone. One, they actually made it 1 millimeter thicker to accommodate more battery, which almost nobody does. It's always about making the phone thinner.
Right.
Kind of stuff. So now you get a 3,000 milliamp battery versus 24, I think, in the S6, and then a 3,600 in the S7 Edge.
No, I thought that the Edge has a bigger battery, but it still doesn't last as long because the way that apps work or something like that.
Yeah.
It's got a bigger screen, I guess. I don't know.
And they brought back the micro SD slot, which again is like most companies, when they ditch that, they ditch it forever, but they actually brought it back because a lot of the fans were...
And I guess the
Jordan.
screen, yeah, exactly. No, I will not buy one if it doesn't have that. I really will change company just to show them.
Well, it's obviously an important part for you. So
and then the screens, I guess that's what I was thinking of for the screen resolution is actually higher
pixel density
on the smaller one, which makes sense.
Yeah. But they're both 4K displays though. So.
Right, but it just supposed to look better on the smaller one. But the battery life, because right now I can't not get through half my day without charging my phone.
Well, same here.
You have a 3-year-old phone.
It's 3 years old technology, and it was like the jump when the 5 came out. They were like, we just figured out how to make it last like all day. And I was like,
A lot of
no.
his OS too, so
Yeah, so this one's supposed to last like 12 days in standby or something ridiculous like that. And then it's like 16 hours of like straight watching high resolution video or some ridiculous number. It may not be 16, 15 or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm so excited to not charge my phone.
you get the fast
I have to
charging.
carry everything around with me. I have like phone charger. I always have a charger in my pocket because I get in trouble when I don't answer my phone.
go figure.
Yeah. My boss gets mad at me. My wife gets, everybody gets mad.
All
at
your
me.
bosses get mad at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Another big thing they did make it IP68 certified, so it's water and dust resistant up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes, which is a big deal for
I don't
a
know
phone.
what that means.
Mine was.
I just said what that means.
You
David.
don't know what dust and waterproof is?
Well, when
It can survive in 30 minutes of up to 1.5 meters of water.
you could just dunk it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Huge, right?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Here's the
That's
deal.
different than, like you
without-
said, AP, blah, blah, blah,
That's
number.
IP68 certified?
Okay, that's different than I can dunk this in water. That's all you had to say.
Sorry.
Okay, but here's the deal. This phone right here, and for you video users, this is the 4. It is the active, and it was water and dust resistant.
Yeah. Quote unquote.
Until that piece broke off.
Yeah, it's the thing with these cool phones. All the electronics are
Sealed.
sealed on
Yeah.
the inside of the phone. You don't need rubber grommets. Or
How do you
crap in your
charge it?
phones. What do you mean? It still
Underwater?
has the port. It still has the port in the S7. It just doesn't need the rubber thing on top.
So you can actually have the water go into the port, and it's fine?
Yeah, because it's all sealed on the inside.
Wow. They should have thought of that on the S4.
You can charge it underwater.
That's amazing. No, probably not. That's probably in the manual. I bet you
don't
there's a
plug it in
water
the
with a
phone.
big circle and an X through it. But yeah, this one, I never tried it. And I was talking to the AT&T guy on the phone, and he's like, yeah, this one's water and dust proof. And I was like, yeah, my old one was. But he's like, did you ever try it? I was like, no. I was like, I need my phone. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you're smarter than me. He's like, because I had a phone that said it was, and so I took it under and swimming with me and this and that, and it immediately broke, and it cost me like $700 to replace.
It's only for like, oh, I dropped it in a puddle.
Yeah.
Whoops, you don't be like, I'm going to test this out.
You're supposed to find out, yeah, when the worst case scenario. Oh, good thing it was waterproof.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
like I'm going to test its durability. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
call their bluff.
right. Yeah, I'm
Right.
super excited. I can't wait. This ships on March 7th.
Wow,
So
you
I
are
should-
really
11th is when
excited.
It comes out, right?
Yeah, it should get to me on March 11th. Yeah.
See some background. Me and Gerald used to work in the cell phone industry. So what you
AT&T
were talking
slash
about
Singular.
is like the world is changing as far as how cell phones are sold because we're kind of moving towards more, I would guess, like a European style of phone companies where you pay full price for the phone and you're not getting
Just BS.
you're not getting subsidized because you're signing a contract. And I think the reality is like, and I always thought about this when I worked at cell phones. I'm like, everyone's going to have a cell phone. Like we're just trading teams, trading players on 4 big football teams. Like no one is, because back when we probably started, people had I'm not getting a phone. Like actively, like I don't need a cell phone. Now everyone has one and will not get rid of it. So there's no incentive for them to,
Pay for our phones.
right. So it's now becoming more, but the problem is like in Europe, there's a lot more of like, you don't pay for incoming calls and there's a bigger priority on like prepaid or like pay as you go type of accounts versus ours where it's a monthly reoccurring regardless of what you do. But
Right.
everything's kind of moving towards an unlimited plan, everything except data, which is now
I have unlimited data now, but
I have unlimited
that's
data.
only because AT&T bought out DirecTV. That's how they
Right.
selling it. But-
And they're doing other, like you see these companies now merging with other bigger companies and then trying to Trojan horse other of their other services into your home or into your life by giving you the same thing that they were giving to you years ago. But I get the leasing of the phone. I think it's just got to be tough for that industry because now we've all grown up with I get a free phone. And it's like, no, you don't. But now they kind of do it like you get a free phone, but you're paying monthly for it. But that's leasing your phone. I see what you're doing where you're leasing the phone. You're paying extra $20-$25 a month or whatever. And you get a new phone every year. That's cool. But it's like, I don't like leasing a car because I never feel like I own anything. I don't know.
See, I don't mind not owning my phone because I'm going to sell it at the end of the year or whaver when it expires
Right.
anyway. So
I have
can
plans
get
for
money back
this
for
phone.
it. So.
I have plans for this
Uh-oh.
beauty right
What are you
here.
going to do with that?
Well, I'm going
Dunk it in water?
I'm going to start
we're
testing its
testing.
limits. No, I'm going to put in like a 64 gig card on it, and I'm going to load it with all my music, and I'm going to make it like my iPod for my car or whatever.
You're so funny.
Why don't you do that with your phone?
Because
He
here's
wants
the deal.
We talked about this. He doesn't like that everything, the singularity of
No, I
devices.
don't,
Because when
because-
his phone dies, he can't listen to music. He doesn't know where he's
and I
going.
can't make phone calls. And yeah, everything dies together.
Well, that's the
and then
point.
it's like you're ruined. Everything is ruined. I can't play a game.
It doesn't make any sense. Your battery is supposed to last long enough where it doesn't die.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Well, I haven't got to that experience yet.
Well, see,
when
there
I
you go.
experience that, maybe my views will change. But for the time being, I'm like, I need to separate this out because I was just listening to music today for like 5 hours, and it was like, oh my. It wasn't even 5 hours, like 3 hours.
I was traveling back here. I was taking a plane back to Vegas, and my wife was picking me up, and my phone died, which is like
the worst time for your phone.
So
to
I
die.
felt like this like vagrant. I like went up to somebody, was like, "Hey, can I borrow some of your charge, man? Can I charge just a little bit, man? Just a little bit.
I
Charge.
see like 5 minutes. Just get the stream
Come on,
back
man.
on,
Just
make a
come
call.
on, come on. I just gotta make a call, man. Text message, please. Come on, man." But then they have these places where you can charge your phone, and it's so gross and grimy but you have to pay like a weirdo. Like, oh,
What airport were you at here?
And no, I was in Reno.
Oh, okay.
But it was just weird. It was just this weird experience of like, I felt totally like a vagrant. But yes, I experienced your problem. When you don't have your phone, like you're, okay, so I'm dead. I might as well just die.
Exactly. No, I was at one of the things that I wanted to do and I didn't get into. I went to a friend's like birthday party the other day.
Yeah.
And I just drank a little too much.
Oh.
And my phone died. Big surprise, right? And I was just like wandering around, and I just found a random phone sitting on the table, and I just picked it up and texted my wife, and I was just like, hey, I can't drive, and I need you to come get me. And I just set the phone back down. The next day, she got a text like, who is this person? Like, why is somebody texting you from my phone? But it's just like, yeah, you do. You feel like you're like a homeless person, like, ooh, I found something I can use. Let me use yours. Okay, let me put it back. I won't believe they didn't get charged for that
The
text.
trick is that most people don't memorize people's phone numbers anymore.
Oh, I know my wife's phone.
Well, no, I know.
Yes,
I know
yeah.
yours. I don't know yours, but I know yours because
You
I know
don't
yours.
mind.
You haven't changed it since high school. That's
Yeah.
why. Because back in
yeah.
high school, you had to memorize people's
That's
phone numbers.
true.
Anyways, what's the next one? What do we got? We went through Samsung. Who else was there?
The biggest, not a lot of companies were there. LG, big company, obviously. They announced their new G5, which is their big flagship phone, kind of like Samsung, their Galaxy phones. So this is kind of weird. Run-of-the-mill stuff, 5.3 and 4K screen. It's all unibody. It's got this power button, fingerprint reader. All that stuff's boring. The really cool stuff that they did with this is the bottom of the phone is removable. What? So it's got like a removable bottom, and you can put accessories, and you can plug it in different accessories.
Yeah.
Jordan,
Okay.
let's get your take on this.
Okay. This big thing is like, hey, guess what, guys? We can slide out the battery of the phone and put in a battery. And it's like, what? Like, that is not a feature. That is what they've been taking away from us that now they can say is a feature.
They're not doing it.
I got
That's
this
not why
new-
they're doing it. Because all the phones now, it's like, what's so different about these phones, right?
Right, they got to set it apart.
They're trying to do something different.
I know, but I can take my battery out of this 3-year-old phone right now, and the new phone they come out with their feature is to slide a battery in the bottom. I'm just like,
That's not the feature. Isn't just to put a new battery back in. That's not the thing.
I know.
So they came out with a couple things. It's called LG Friends. It's what the lineup of these accessories is called. Stupid name. Anyway, so they have a couple things here. They got the LG Cam Plus, which you slide in this thing. It gives you a camera grip. It gets you a physical force button like a real digital camera,
Okay.
a little slider for the zoom, and a 4,000 milliamp battery. So that one is a battery.
Here's the
thing.
problem. It doesn't matter how close of original camera it is. Whenever you hand somebody your phone at like a Disneyland, hey, can you take a photo of us? They act like they've never ever used it. How does this work?
Yeah, it's an iPhone.
No.
There's been like 10 of these phones out. How do you not know how to use an iPhone?
Click
at this
the
point?
part that's the.
Here's the problem. There's no stinking back buttons on a bunch of different phones. I was taking a picture
You're
with a
that
Windows
guy.
phone. I know. And I'm like, and they're like, you're IT. What's the problem? I'm like, the problem is your engineers are horrible and you can't put a stupid back button on the thing. So I pushed a button I didn't mean to push and I have no idea how to get back because there's no button and I have to think like a software engineer and figure out where you could have possibly put the back
They're
button.
just sitting there smiling. Or is he going to take the photo? Or
Like
Pandora starts playing.
I don't know where it is. I feel so old because I'm just like, where is the button? I know what I need to do. I can't find where you hit it. Don't hide it.
So here's the
Make
thing.
it a
They
button.
made this for Jordan.
Make
This
it a
where it
button.
looks more like an old
It's
school
a
camera.
button now, guys.
Good job.
I do like that.
But is it like faceplates? Like we're talking like old Nokia faceplates?
No, so it's like, think of your phone, like, and you have an iPhone, so
Yeah.
think of like that bottom, where like the antenna line is right there. You can kind of see it right there.
Yeah.
That whole bottom slides out of the phone.
It kind of reminds me of a PCI
With the
card.
battery.
Like, remember the laptops with the
Yeah,
PCI?
yeah.
Remember
It's
you
a-
could, yeah.
That's his PCMCIA. Or
That's what it's
PMCIA.
called now? Okay,
No,
yeah.
that's what the slot was called in laptops.
Oh yeah, well now they have the PCI Express in the computers.
Oh,
and
the
the
motherboard.
PCI cards, yeah. And then I thought it was called the same thing, but PCI because that was probably
PCMCIA.
that was the mobile version or something. But you could like slide in like a bunch of USB ports and have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
4 extra USB ports, or
Okay.
you could slide in a battery, or you could
Exactly.
slide in all these different accessories. It's basically that for a phone, which is kind of cool.
But they're setting it apart with these things. The couple of things there have the LG Hi-Fi Plus, which is a 32-bit DAC, which is an amp pretty much, which gives you it's tuned by Bang & Olufsen. Is that what the company's called?
Bang and all.
Yeah, and you get a pair of their earbuds in with it as well.
Okay.
They didn't release pricing on any of this stuff, by the way.
You seem unimpressed, dude. Okay.
They upsample any audio.
I've never played. I think playing audio from your phone is like, come on, man.
Seriously? I play audio on my phone all the
No,
time.
I know, but if you're
through your
expecting
speakers.
I did that today.
That's
today.
weird.
But you know what I did? I took my daughter's little ring things and I stacked them up over the speaker to amplify, and it sounded a lot better.
He's got his own amplification.
I was like, "There's got to be a tube somewhere that can make this sound better." And then I found their little rings and I stacked them up. It works well.
They also came out with a couple other things. Obviously, the big hit these days is VR. So they came out with a VR camera called the LG 360 Cam, which records 2K 360 video or takes 16 megapixel stills, just like a little ball that sits there.
That's cool, because my question is does that, because I've seen this on YouTube now where you have a video and then you actually move your phone and it like rotates.
Yes, YouTube 360.
That's so cool. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh my gosh, it blew my mind. I was like,
it's supported in the
future.
Facebook app and stuff too. If you look
Yeah,
at some
so
of the 360
you're watching a video, and since it's recording in 360, the if you have a gyroscope in your phone, it picks up your gyroscope, so you can actually start. I was sitting in a chair and I like started swiveling around, and the camera actually turns with it. I was like, whoa.
That's what stuff
That's
like
been
the
around
gear
for
is for. You sit
Right.
there and you view those videos and you can move around.
We had one of those in security in like 7 years ago, though. It was you could pan, tilt, zoom, post, you know, because like a lot of times they're like, instead of having 20 cameras to look at everything, you have one camera that records everything in 360 and then it post processes everything, and then you can pan, tilt, zoom all.
NFL style.
Yeah, so you know,
It was around 7 years. Who cares?
I think it's just cool that it's becoming more of like you can do that, because I saw some people that were like going to conventions and they're walking around talking to people, and you could like turn around and see like the guy that's serving hot dogs over in the corner that doesn't even know he's being
Yeah, it's cool.
recorded. It's
Right,
cool.
that is kinda cool.
It is cool.
You're
But
like,
the
was that
quality,
a hot chick that just walked by? Yes, it was.
yeah, the quality is not great at this point. I mean, obviously, it's just going to take some time to catch up to 1080p.
It's 2K. That's
And it's
fine.
got to be a
That's
massive
1080, I think,
amount
isn't it?
of like memory to take up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sure,
Well,
yeah.
like right now, the iPhone does 4K, but I think it only does like 6 minutes. No, not 6 minutes, but you know what I mean. It takes a lot of
Right.
space. But it's insane to me that these devices that are like, now I sound old. These devices that are like this big can take quality that, you know, like George Lucas couldn't shoot back when he made Star Wars. It's a giant camera. It's just awesome. So what else?
They have the 360. So with the camera, they also announced their own kind of glasses. They didn't take. It's called the 360 VR. They're not doing the same take as say Oculus or even Samsung does with their Gear VR. It's more like a pair of glasses, and it sits on your face, but it's not like all encompassing like a pair of goggles are. Apparently, it's not that great because a big part of VR is the immersion.
Yeah, you don't
You're
want to
in the
see anything
world
else.
where these kind of leak out the light and all that kind
Yeah,
of
you
stuff.
don't want that.
And then they have the weirdest thing at all that I think they announced is the LG Rolling Bot.
BB-8.
Kind of. So you know what Sphero is?
Yes.
It's like a Bluetooth control bot. So it's like that, except it has a mic, headphone, or a camera, and a laser pointer. So they're saying like you can play with your cats and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, a mic, speaker, camera, and a laser pointer on this little rolling ball.
Aren't cat videos like the most like popular video?
Yeah, they know what they're
Hey,
doing.
they're
Yeah, I
marketing
know.
to an audience there.
So yeah, so that's it from LG. Some pretty cool stuff from their phone as well.
Does Nokia exist anymore?
Yes, but they're not allowed to make phone hardware for a certain amount of years after being bought out by Microsoft. But they do have a tablet, and they do have a VR rig that they're selling.
See, I think the problem with VR, generally I'm super excited for it, and I'm glad that we're kind of. It's weird because we had VR in the '90s, and we would use it.
Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Virtual Boy, make
Well,
you
not
sick
even
and
that.
throw up.
No, but even when you would go to the mall and they'd put the headset and the two gloves on
yeah.
your hands, and you pay like $45 for
Yeah,
10
I
minutes.
never tried that
Yeah,
because that was too expensive.
But it's cool that it's coming back. But the problem that I've heard is like it's a hard sell unless you put it on. Right? I can't really explain it. It's virtual reality. I sound like I'm from the 80s, right?
It's expensive. I mean, the Oculus is $600, and that's just the headset. It's not counting the PC you need to run it. And the PC will cost you about $1,100 to $1,500 to run Oculus.
Plus, do they have good developers for the software? Because like the stuff I've seen,
it's
for
all
Oculus is
stuff.
bought out by Facebook, so I'm sure they got.
They don't
crap
have
ton of
much
people
money,
working on
so
it. Yeah.
struggling company. Facebook.
But at the Mobile World Conference, HTC announced the pricing for their Vive, which is their VR headset, in collaboration with Valve. It's going to be $799, which is more expensive than the Oculus, but it does include 2 touch controllers or motion controllers, which the Oculus doesn't come with, and 2 boxes I think it's called Lighthouse, but they're boxes you put in your room, which like in the corners of your room, which tells your headset where your room is, so you can
orientation of the room.
so you can like move around your room and stuff like that.
That's cool.
I like this. This feeling is the same feeling with like. HD DVD and Blu-ray, kind of that race to like who's gonna be the one, because you have like probably at least half a dozen companies. That PlayStation has PlayStation VR.
Oh, Morpheus, yeah.
Well, I think that was the code name.
Oh, is that the code name?
I think it's now PlayStation VR is what they call it. But you have Oculus, which is Facebook, and kind of seems like Xbox is trying to maybe tag on that a little bit.
Well, they have the HoloLens, but they're kind of taking a different approach. They're doing more AR, augmented reality, versus VR.
Yeah, you were telling me though with that new one
Vive.
from HTC that it has like a thing, like a camera on it.
Yeah, so it has a camera on the front of it, which none of the other headsets have, so it can look at real world objects. So think of like
Be like, stop! You are about to walk off a cliff. Like, game is over. Like, this is real life. Like, no, you need to stop.
No,
There's
sorry,
a
but
car coming.
think of yourself at your computer, playing a game, moving your head around, and you get a phone call. So you look at your phone on your desk, and then because it has a camera, it knows, and you could pick up your real phone and answer the call in VR.
That's really cool.
How cool is that, right?
So it's like virtual reality augmentation.
Yeah,
with
so it's like
reality.
AR
Oh my
and
God.
VR put together.
Mind blown.
So a lot of people
super
are thinking the
cool.
Vive
I'm
is going to
super
do
excited.
better because it's cheaper. It's not cheaper right off the bat, but it's cheaper because it comes with all these things for the $800 price.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in collaboration with Valve, with Steam. All that stuff is going to incorporate Steam VR and all that kind of stuff. So they have the more PC gamer crowd, where the Oculus is going to be more consumer friendly.
Yeah.
Facebook, all that.
I'm excited for it. Like, generally, I hope that this takes off,
See-
and I hope it's good. Like, I hope it doesn't get you sick. Like
I
Virtual
have no
Boy.
doubt the first generation stuff is going to be iffy, but just like with any other product, new thing on the block.
What I want is gloves that can like change density, so like you feel like you're touching things. You know what I'm
Like the
saying?
haptic
So you feel like you
feedback?
break your finger, you can feel it.
Well, no, like, not as much that, but like if I
Touch
go
feedback.
touch a wall
Yeah,
in
you
the
could-
game,
you could
that
feel
it's
the-
like hard. You know what I mean? Like you would feel like
That would be insane.
And I was reading something about new material
almost too
they
much,
created where you can grab something and stretch it, and it's super hard. But then all you do is touch, and they set it up so that at 98.6 it goes back to its original form.
That's cool.
So all you need to do is like the opposite of that. Just have it moldable at arse and then be hard and other things. So I think they're working on technology that's going to be able to do that. And
So it's too
that's
immersive,
when I'm
man.
like super excited for it.
Yeah.
It could be where like people don't ever want to leave.
Well, I read this book, Ready Player One, which is going to be made to a movie, and that was kind of the thing where you go jack into like this world, and it's kind of like that Battlestar Galactica show, Caprica, where like it's just you just throw on a pair of goggles, and that's what you do, and you like work in there and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It's going to be weird because I think virtual reality, one of the first things that I think of is like, what was that, PlayStation Home? I think
Yeah.
PlayStation Home, like people would go
It's
in
like
there.
their Second Life.
Yeah, Second Life. And it's just like, that's what's like, it's so weird to me. I mean, to each their own, but like to be like, I'm going to go into a virtual reality where I'm just me. I'm like, no, I already do that. And it's not that, I mean, it's okay.
That's not what that
Like,
stuff
I'm
is
gonna
for. It's just so you can't be yourself. You could be whatever you want to do.
No, but it's sometimes
whatever
it feels
you
like they're
wanna
like, oh, I'm going to go to my apartment and furnish it. Like, no. Like, I do that now. Like,
Yeah, but people who like play The Sims, who like
I know.
But that was never really my thing either. I think that's kind of boring.
So what else? Anything else? Is that
Those
cover
are
it?
the big things. I mean, there were small Chinese companies that released some stuff, but who cares?
Jeez.
Honestly, I don't.
Yeah, it'd probably blow up, right? The batteries will explode anyway. They'll call things a hoverboard that don't hover.
Are you ever gonna switch from Apple? You think? Is there anything in here that kind of pulls you away? We
No.
already know you're not.
Is there VR for Apple? Does
No,
Apple
not
have
yet.
its own?
Nope.
No, that's interesting. You know why? They're
You're
not
the
innovative.
one who
Oh, you know what they
rebate
just
for
came
their
out?
free virtual reality headset.
You know what they just came out with though? A pencil. That's awesome. So you guys are on top of it with Apple. That's really good. It's exciting.
such a hater,
Super
such a
exciting.
They're supposed
Pencils.
to announce their new iPad and something else.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a little bit bigger and
They'll probably be a little bit smaller.
You guys are. I love it. You guys are just get boxing gloves on.
Listen, I like everything. Android's super cool. Apple's super cool. They're all great.
No, no.
Such a
Apple's
hater.
not great. It's
iTunes is terrible. That's really the worst part about Apple.
That is
ecosystem is iTunes.
100%,
It's terrible.
and they just drag everybody into it and through it, and
Yeah.
just to
But
be
I think
part
they
of
know
their
it's
system.
terrible. I think they're going to fix it. They have to.
You're so-
Everyone knows
At
it's
some point.
Get off my lawn with having to put in my stupid user account to download something that's free. Why? It's
Does
free.
it have in-app purchases?
No.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah,
it
I'm pretty
doesn't.
sure it does.
Microsoft Word on the iPad. I had to put in my code, my Apple ID, and my password so I could download Microsoft Word free app on the iPad.
Yeah, but I think
So
that,
what
like,
if someone
fonts-
has your account on some other person's phone? You want just anybody downloading free apps without
yeah,
permission?
feel free. Feel friggin' free to download
No
free
way, man.
apps. I shouldn't even need to have an ID. I should just be able to download anything free. And then when I want to spend money, they should say, "Hey, you need a credit
But
card."
how are they
bro.
supposed to track all your purchases and then tell you what you want?
Exactly.
They could
It
still
links
do
you with
that.
your Apple account, so you get a new Apple device. You go, oh, you downloaded app or you downloaded Word. Do you want to download on this because it's linked to your account?
Yeah, but I don't
There's
have
reasons.
multiple Apple devices because I hate Apple, so it's not useful to me at all.
And they're not really marketing towards you, I suppose.
I guess not. But it's just to me, it's just like stop bothering me, and because then I didn't have an Apple ID, so I had to create one just to download something that's completely free. And I didn't have good Wi-Fi.
You know what the worst thing is about Apple IDs? Get off my lawn, Apple.
Jeez, man. Get it all out.
When you
guys.
have to reset your password, it is I'd rather kill myself. Because, like, obviously everything I have an iPad, my wife has an iPad, we all have the same Apple ID. So, like, if you reset your password on one, you have to reset your password on 15 other devices. It's the worst thing.
I would imagine. I would kill myself too. I just go with
That's the
Samsung
worst
and live.
That and
enjoy.
iTunes are the worst things about Apple and using
Yeah.
their products.
Well, on that happy note, I have a fun, exciting game for you guys to play.
Yay!
A competition, if you will.
All right.
All right, you guys ready?
I won the last one, so right now I'm pretty much 1-0 on competitions with this group.
What did you win?
I won like $200 or something.
Oh, yeah, the weight loss.
So here, what we're going to do, this is a game called, we're going to call it Title Smash Up, okay?